When I imagined our government finally coming out about UFOs, I pictured it plastered over every newspaper front page, breaking news on every TV news station, and shutting down the internet because people were losing their goddamn marbles. But is that what happened? No. And I think I know a couple of reasons why. Let's get into it. So what's up, you guys? It's your favorite weirdo here to talk to you about the weird stuff. You don't know who I am yet, but just give it time. I'll grow on you, like mold. So I'm back, and I'm challenging myself. Hold me to this. I'm challenging myself to make a commitment to upload a lot. I thoroughly enjoy researching, composing, editing, and entertaining. And so I want to really get into this and really give it a shot. Anyways, enough with the online recipe monologue that nobody asked for. We're going to get into the good stuff. Okay, here are a few reasons why I think everything just kind of got swept under the rug again. Reason number one. The obvious. With everything else that's going on that we all know and talk about and hear about enough, so I won't expand on that, but it is curious as to the timing and why the Pentagon chose this time to declassify these UFO videos. Reason number two. Duh. Like, we already know. People who believe have been awake for so long. It's like so anticlimactic at this point and a little depressing. You guys are about 73 years late if we're just going back to recent historically documented cases like Roswell. Not to mention way back to BC when our ancient Egyptian ancestors were hieroglyphing the shit that was depicted an awful lot like the rest that has been documented throughout history. Number 3. UFO does not mean aliens. So, when the government comes out, when the Pentagon says, yeah, I'll write my stamp of approval on these, they don't contain any sensitive information, that's not the government admitting the existence of alien life. It's a nice little loophole for them. And it's like they didn't have the balls to fully step completely out of the closet, so they just stuck their little toe out a little bit. Some intergalactic breadcrumbs, if you will, to which clearly the people said, nah, I have celiac disease. I will not be licking your dirty breadcrumbs out of your carpet. You scumbags. It's not a UFO that we want them to admit to or to come out about. We want them to utter the words, identified alien spacecraft. Let's take a look at the official UFO unclassified Pentagon-approved videos. The first of the 3 videos is going to feature FLIR 1, which the video footage was actually first captured in 2004 off the coast of San Diego. And according to Morgan Sung from Mashable.com, this video was obtained by a video gun first released in the New York Times in 2017. The second video contains an unidentified flying object or an unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, we'll get more into that later, that made its debut in 2014. Just kidding. That made its debut in January of 2015. And as you are going to hear from the pilots in the footage, the spacecraft, or the unidentified aerial phenomenon was moving against 120 knot wind, which is equal to 138 mile per hour winds, which is equal to almost Category 5 hurricane, which is 156 miles and over. Anyways, I was going to convert and try to figure out the force needed and all that, but we need the mass of the aircraft. Anyways, and then it would have been a lot longer for me to upload this video, so instead of getting sidetracked, I'm staying focused. That's going to be my big difference, staying focused. And then the last of the videos, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 actually released, if you remember, back in September 2019. So last but very not least, they dubbed this spacecraft, or this UAP, Go Fast. This, however, was originally recorded on the same day as Gimbal. And some argue that it may be, in fact, the same object. So I myself have seen quite a few of these videos that looked almost exactly like this. So the most interesting aspect of all this is the fact that Tom DeLonge was partly responsible for these, well, one, getting leaked, at least the last one, and two, getting the Pentagon to sign off. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Tom, one, shame on you. Two, something. He is all up in this shit. Like, in Hillary Clinton's emails talking about UAPs in this shit. Tom DeLonge, the musical artist that we loved, and the UFO researcher of the year that we don't deserve. Or do we deserve it? I think it's about time that we deserve somebody to help society come to terms with the fact that there is probably something else out there. Now, whether or not you think Tom is a reliable source for this kind of stuff, him and his company, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, which was established in 2017, have really kind of breaking through with a lot of stuff. And from what I saw, he's got some pretty hard hitters that have come from like the CIA and whatnot to come and work with him and his company, which is why some people are not so much trusting of him, because they think he might be like deep state or whatever part of the problem, but who knows? Time will tell. I plan on doing some more research into him and his company, because that's just the kind of stuff that I do for fun. Maybe I'll make a video out of it. That'd be pretty cool. What do you think about Tom? Do you prefer him as a singer/guitarist or alien spokesperson? So when I first heard about the Pentagon declassifying these videos that the Navy had already approved, I was hit with a little bit of a deja vu, because if you remember, like I mentioned before, Tom actually leaked the last video back in September 2019. And when I heard about it, I was like beside myself. I was like, this is it. This is the game changer. Everything's changing. Life isn't going to be the same. Little did I know. This is it. And then nothing happened. And it was just kind of swept under the rug and forgotten about. And kind of like what happened this time, which is why I wanted to talk about this. I'm sensing a trend. So the headline is, after all of these videos had been previously leaked, the Pentagon has finally come out and declassified these. Like, oh, okay, now you guys can look at them. Like we weren't before. A stamp of approval, if you will, that nobody asked for. kind of feels like getting the porn that you watch pre-screened by your parents. Not wanted, not needed, and definitely ruins it. And something that needs to be added to the list of things you need to talk to your therapist about once you get around to scheduling your next appointment. Alright guys, well that's all the weird I have for you today. If you liked this video, please give it a If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified. Hit the bell and you'll be notified. You can also hit the bell and you'll be notified when I upload again. Tune in next week for, well, whatever else 2020 decides to throw at us. Also, please feel free to share your thoughts below. What was your favorite part about this video, or anything else you would like me to cover in the future? Thanks, guys. Bye.